Hey, Will, what was your favorite part of today's episode?
I guess my least favorite part was when Tim talked about mukbangs.
My favorite part was when Dylan called me out at the end of the episode.
Oh.
My favorite part was the circle of life.
Aww.
My favorite part was all of Mary's theatrics.
Yeah, I would say, thank you. My favorite part was Dylan saying that I was her connection to theater. And now I take that responsibility very seriously.
Hi, welcome to Age. My name is Dylan Garcia. This is Reggie, Tim, and Mary Green. And today we're gonna pull a host, we're pulling a host. That's what Dylan's doing. Pulling a topic from the trash can, and we're gonna talk about it.
We already pulled the host.
That's embarrassing.
That's what this is about.
I know. The theater stage.
Oh, this has got to be yours.
This is the Mary episode.
This is going to be
This is
the
the
Mary
Mary
episode,
episode. Hell
100%.
yes.
Mary, who has a history in theater.
I have a degree and started my career thinking I was going to be a stage manager.
do the thing.
And clearly that went super, super well.
Well, we're on
I'm-
a stage now.
Yeah.
If they can only see.
It was one of the things that I think endeared me to you. You were like, stage, production, podcast, people, talking.
Come, Mary, come into our world.
Let's take this random chick and make her make a podcast for us.
do it.
And notice it's theater R-E on the end because it's,
That's the only way to say it.
yeah, theatre.
Theatre.
What are your first impressions?
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know much of theater in my life until you came in. So like everything I know is from you, and you like hold that image for me. Not to put the weight of the world on your shoulders,
I carry it
Just-
gladly.
but
She's
just
good
to
at it.
know, just to know.
We got to get you some more theater then.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel a sense of dread from theater because my brothers were really good at theater, but I was not.
They like did
really?
it as an extracurricular at
Yes,
school.
and they were good at it.
How are you
and
not good at theater?
Just,
Such a goofball.
I'm too authentic.
It's the mask
That's
thing.
authentic.
We were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, what's the quote?
You got the Franz Kafka.
Yes.
That quote. Yeah.
I was embarrassed when I
Showed up.
at the party.
No, I
and-
thought it was like, I didn't know it was a costume party, and I showed up with my real face
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
like
Things
that.
like that.
and I was embarrassed. So I had an issue showing up as a character. And so theater, although I love it, and I think that all the world's a stage, as Shakespeare said.
Everybody's gonna look to me when they say a theater-ism. They're like,
Mary,
Right?
wink at me.
Did I do it right?
Yeah, so it's a spot, you know, like, am I good at this type of spot?
I think the first thing I think of, I have a cousin in New York who is on Broadway named Rayon Crenshaw.
this is just the way it goes with Reggie.
She's such a badass.
got this friend.
She was on one called Shuck, which was this whole corn farm thing that ran for a long while.
Reba McEntire was advertising for them on tour.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There was a
I saw-
commercial that
Yeah,
Alex and
Rayon
I-
was posting the, yeah.
Alex and I sometimes will just out of the blue will be like, "Hi, I'm Reba McEntire," because it just like interrupted a program we were watching, and then it was for the musical Shucked, and we were like, "What is happening?"
I
right
love
now?
that.
Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
she's in another one now, and I forget what it is. When we were in New York for the AIGA design conference, remember I had talked about going to see my cousins?
Yeah.
That was her, and that was Shucked. That was the end. That was like one of the last 2 or 3 productions of it. And so I was like, I need to just have the whole conference experience, and I didn't want to do it, and I kind of regret it. But I've always thought that I would do good in theater.
yeah.
Because I am
do
like
it here.
always doing voices and practical jokes and goofing off
And you've got big energy, like you can fill a space, and that's a.
Big Reggie energy.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean, it's a presence thing.
Yeah.
It's like, can you hold a room? And I feel like
I mean, I am
Reggie can.
6'2", 216
Are you
pounds.
really?
Yeah,
I never knew that about you.
No big deal or anything.
6'2", 216.
He walks into a room.
Oh man, yeah. Theater for me is like a past life. It feels like when I talk about it. And recently, I don't know if anybody heard that Timothy Chalamet interview where he was like, I like being in my career because I wouldn't want to be in like ballet or something. And he was talking about the fine arts as like a
That's
dead
funny.
language pretty much. And I feel sometimes like theater is becoming this really weird niche thing, especially like musical theater is attracting a certain personality type, and I think we kind of like get a bad rap. And then there's like the theater kid like name that goes on
The label.
which if you didn't realize already, like totally me. But yeah, I just think it's like the school of life for me. It's like, remember when we were trying to devise like this podcast concept, and I was like, it's improv. Like there's like some essentials of improv in
Oh,
here.
totally. We actually talked about using some improv tactics to
Yeah.
like stay in a
Stay in that
particular
Yeah.
section.
Yeah.
Segment.
Not to be confused with segments. Yeah. So I like the idea of it's a safe place to play, and I'm like really enamored with this idea of like it probably was never as good as I imagined it to be, but like troops who would tour and they become your family, and like you trust these people.
That's like a community.
I love that.
Like you have to. If it's
You're
just
going
you
through
and
it
somebody else
together.
on stage, it's like we are gonna make this happen. You just gotta kind of like lock eyes and be like, I got you, no matter what. So there's something about that.
Gary Vee just said something recently. He said in 24 months or 48 months, 24 to 48 months maybe is the
We're
range.
really good at quotes.
We suck at
We
quotes.
got two
No,
already.
this is an
said
official
it?
quote.
How did they
I
say
watched
it?
this. I didn't hear about this on social media. I
own
watched
two
this with my
eyes.
own 2 eyes. Thank you.
Thank you.
He said that people will no longer believe anything they see online. Anything seen on a video on YouTube, or all of it's going to be AI. So I wonder if theater is the return of not only the community that
Yeah.
is in the background, but to experience that level of human performance or that level of human. I think for me, I was always watching theater, and I would love to watch the ones who could just lose themselves in it. And even things would go off script, and you knew things were way off the mark. They would just keep going with this sense of confidence and risk that, to me, felt like more like life.
Yeah.
And like some
And-
people probably didn't even know they were off.
Right,
script.
and there's something unscripted about it, which this is unscripted, but in front of people, with people, in on a team or a community, with an audience, it just felt like a very magical experience, and I think that's coming back.
I do, and I find myself, I always have loved going to plays. My grandmother used to take me when I was a kid. I went to see the Oz, which was or the Wiz, yeah,
Wiz,
which
the
was
Black
like,
Wizard of
yeah,
Oz
yeah, yeah.
adaptation, yeah.
Saw that when I was a kid. I saw actually one called, was it Vince's? It had
Straight play, yeah.
saw that when I was a kid. She was really good at like showing me these experiences that not a lot of kids that were my age were getting to take part in.
Yeah.
And it really gave me a love. There's something about being in an audience. There's something about seeing real people on the stage. You're not looking at a screen. You can't pause it. You're really in the moment.
You have
and
to be.
however it plays out is how it plays out.
Right.
It's so beautiful. And I'd like to start going back. I was just telling Paris, I picked up the program for Wortham. And I was like, oh my God, there's some really
good
great
stuff
stuff
coming
coming up. Like,
yeah.
we should go check something
Wortham
out.
is a theater in Asheville that puts on some incredible performances.
Wortham Center. And they are, yes, it's a great venue. They have some really great productions coming up. And they do a lot of dance and stuff too. Like a lot of dance and performative theater.
Stuart Owen Dance
Yeah,
Company.
Stuart Owens. They're so good.
Yeah.
They actually did a performance for the most recent TEDx.
Right.
They were there.
They're buddy with Barry Barton, who's
Oh,
also
Barry,
a dancer background.
Which makes sense. She does. That's right.
We've been looking, Vanessa and Gavin. I got it.
Oh, yeah.
And I have been talking about like, oh, is there one that I could stage manage? But like trying to fit it in the margins is hard. I'll tell you, I walked into the Wortham when I stage managed TEDx in 2024, and I walked backstage to like get oriented and stuff. And this is kind of dramatic on the topic of theater, but like I almost cried. I
what
was
you
like,
did there.
oh, because it's I won't say world class, but very high quality theater. They've got like the line sets with the weight bridge, and you do all of the actual like craft stuff. Whereas I had spent so much time, even in New York, because I was not on Broadway, I was in like little black boxes, and like
Yeah.
you go to Asheville Community Theater is also a really cool venue.
It
but,
really is.
But different space, right? Like
Yeah.
catwalk and like set rep plot. And I've done a lot of things several things in the basement of Asheville Community Theater, which is a very tiny black box.
I've never actually seen that
It's,
theater.
I think they call it, I can't remember the name of it. It's like Studio 54 or something, which is like it's a riff on the New York.
The New York version.
But-
Oh, that's
Right.
interesting.
That's completely made up. I don't know. But
Well, do you know, like when when I was young, someone told me that this football player practiced ballet.
right.
Oh yeah,
And
it
it
was
was-
Lynn Swan.
Right.
Lynn
And it was
Swan from
so
the
shocking
Steelers.
to me. I was like, why would he do that? Like ballet doesn't
And
make
then
sense.
you learn.
And I learned. So I'm wondering now if the new one is, what if a practice for life is to practice theater?
I see that. I could
You know,
totally
like,
see that.
because there is an element of acting.
It's all performative. like,
Right, and I know that we
totally.
want to, well, some want to. I've been wrestling with this too. Like, some want to perform to protect their personal life. So
Right.
they act the part and they do the thing and they go to work and they live and then they come home and they take off that costume and they're with their people. I live a different way. I want to live in the world like I'm with my people. But either way, there's something about the practice of theater, the practice of saying lines, exuding confidence or emotion,
Yeah.
that I think would be really beneficial to life.
I agree. I think, yeah, there's like this there's a double mask scenario or whatever quote they always say with like wearing the different lives, wearing the different masks. Theater, because the only thing I know about theater is through Mary, but you get to play these people and you get to like hone their like the greatest actors or like the greatest theater people can really hone into the character and make you feel like they are the character.
So you didn't see any theater when you were young?
I saw Shrek the musical.
I mean, she's from
Oh,
Oh,
Franklin.
that would be a cool one.
No offense.
No,
Is there a theater in Franklin?
no.
Oh, there's no theater?
There's no
I would
theater
think there
in
would be a
Franklin.
little small, at
There's
least.
probably like student production.
We had like a Hercules live play with like and like I think I had a track meet or something, and I really hate to miss it because all my friends were in it.
Girl, it was always
Was
like
this
you
in
could
high
do
school?
one or
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah.
So rarely
No.
like swim both.
But we went to go see Shrek the musical once, and that was
Shrek is so cool.
that was
Don't let anyone trash your experience
that
with Shrek.
was amazing.
I'm
we
about
loved
to
it.
trash your experience with Shrek.
That's okay.
I'm mad.
Don't let her do it.
Don't let her do it.
Just kidding.
Shut her
Finish your
down.
thought. Go ahead.
Or the other one, so there's two live ones that I remember, and this is probably like the worst two to even say, was Shrek the musical. And then when you went to Disney World,
Yeah.
the Muppets like were
Okay.
live.
Can't be
and
touched
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like,
They would, like,
Muppets are incredible.
I loved the
Can't beat the
Muppets, but
Muppets.
like we were sitting there and they would like come and you could just like see these people like being them, and it was so cool. And so like I have no hate on theater. I just wish I was like immersed more. But that's why you're in my life.
We're gonna.
That's
we're gonna
right.
bring
And that's
it
why
in.
That's
we're
why you
here.
have a big dose
But
of Mary
now-
every day.
Yeah, exactly. Now you can shit on my Shrek experience. Like right here, right
It's an
now.
invitation.
Not at all. It's just that I think Alex and I both. My partner Alex has a master's degree in musical theater writing.
Oh,
There's
wow.
only one of those programs, or in 2016, there was only one of those programs in the world.
And only one attendee?
And
It was Alex.
he was, if you can believe it, I think he was cycle 25, which is like the 25th class
Whoa.
to ever
My.
go through it. And it reminds me, there's a guy that was in his program that I'll bet you're 2 degrees removed from. His name is Lee Summers, and we need to find him. But
how
you were just talking about the Wiz and Fences,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he definitely knew people in those casts.
Yeah.
But yeah, we wax poetic a lot about theater, and we are pretty harsh critics, I would say, which is sort of pointless because we're not making anything anymore. And I feel like if you're not brave enough or creative enough to make something, you don't get to just come in and tear other people's ideas
Yeah.
down.
Good point.
That's true. I don't
Tim's
think,
like, well, I don't
no,
know.
no. I think that there's a point at which there's grace for people who only have one option.
Yeah.
But there's also nothing to trash about taste.
Oh, no, not at
You
all.
know,
And
like,
this
and
actually
even-
is not about Dylan. It's like,
No. Even trash about having taste.
Yeah.
You know, like
That
just
is
because you
Oh,
know
it
what
is?
you like,
Oh, wow.
and you could also probably. I was seeing that. You want to scoot over a little bit?
You're in the
Scoot over this
banana
way.
tree.
You're in the tree.
That was bad podcasting. I interrupted you mid.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say that sometimes we trash people who have an idea of what they like.
Yeah.
You know, like I like a certain wine, or I like a certain car, or I like
a certain color.
and like or color, yes. And so we like call them stuck up, but I think that it's okay to like something, and it's
Yeah.
okay to like a really high end version of something.
Or a very
Totally.
lowbrow version of
Or a
something.
lowbrow.
Like
Or that.
there's space
Yeah.
for all of that, and that's I think the reason we get the reason that I said something about Shrek is we're kind of tired of movies getting adapted to the stage.
Like Frozen.
That's
It's
a
like,
thing.
can we
That's
write
for
a new
sure.
story?
Yes.
For goodness sake.
But that's happening
Like,
even in movies.
It's like the version
Every-
of the
I know.
version of the version of
Right.
the movie.
Yeah, they're
Cartoon,
running out of
live
ideas.
action. So what I was going to ask, interesting you brought this up. I was going to ask, when does theater become, what is it, TV or whatever it is that is, movies? Because I think that Mr. Rogers was a little bit like theater.
Oh,
Even though it was
man.
being
I love
filmed,
Mr. Rogers.
there was like an acting, like a puppet. And
It totally did feel very like
it was
stage-like. It was
Yeah.
live. It was
live
recorded
stage.
live. And
Right,
he'd
so it
come
felt,
in.
It felt very theater, the vibes were that feeling of warmth from
Yeah.
theater.
Well, and I get a similar, I will say there's two other things I'll put in the rotation here, and I want to hear if you all think this is theater or not. One that I think is very obviously theater is they would film these like The Sound of Music live. They would cast Jeff Goldblum and the whatever. I don't think he was in The Sound of Music live. They did those for a while. And that was interesting because they did like a 3-dimensional set and they had cameras like going around it. But it kind of felt like TV to me. I was like, oh, this is a lot
I could
of,
see that. Yeah.
it's different. It's a different
Yeah.
feeling. And then the other one that comes up is like SNL.
Oh,
Right.
SNL very much.
Yeah, because they're doing it live.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
And
doing it
by the
live.
way, I have friends who that was for a while the dream was to go be a carpenter or like a set design person on SNL, because what we don't see is because they're doing it live, the set changes are crazy. They're
Oh,
like
I
ripping
bet.
stuff down and rebuilding it in like 3 minutes.
Like that's the kind of
yeah.
thing I have always dreamed when I was younger that I would want to do. I would want to do SNL or Remember in Living Color. Like I would want to be on a show like that where I could actually just be a total goofball and like totally improvise and just, you know, I love that energy. I don't know that I'd ever want to do like serious theater, you know.
So,
I'm the doctor.
Okay,
I'm
Mr.
sorry to
Serious
say
guy,
your
chime in.
son's
well, you know
got
that
4 months to
people
live.
that
Like
start in
that.
comedy usually go to serious. You know, like Jim Carrey went was
yeah,
like
Jim
really
Carrey did.
comedic, and then he went into like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind
Yep.
and some other intense ones.
That's true, and I love that. That was really good.
Well, you've got to
I like
embody and
Eternal
inhabit
Sunshine.
that feeling, and you can't be on the highs all the time. I think it's
Robin Williams did the
cathartic to
same.
feel the low. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
With What Dreams May Come.
Right,
He was like
exactly.
funny, and then really beautiful and serious. I miss him.
That guy.
I do too. He was. Yeah, we didn't deserve him.
Right. So we're like, you know how we're like in the era. Robin Williams was in an era before everyone was tearing down and revealing what's really happening behind the scenes. So he was really
Good at the facade.
really good at the facade, and no one knew he was struggling behind the scenes except
Right.
people that really were close to him and loved him.
Yeah.
But now you see shows like The Hacks, where they and shows where they show the intensity that lives behind the scenes of
Which is
Saturday
what
Night
needs to
Live.
happen. Like we need to normalize mental health and let people see that not everybody is
Well,
struggling with
but
stuff.
normalize not
Regulate
only
the industry.
right,
Yes, yes,
that, but
yes,
like
so you don't
normalize
go nuts.
normalize that people suffer, and this
Yeah.
is this drives me crazy. My son
Suffrage is huge.
and my daughter are at the age where they're watching things and imagining it's just the way they're seeing it.
Yeah.
Like, this is easy to do this.
Yeah.
This is quick. You
Yeah.
could do this in 3 seconds. And this
Yeah.
is almost every video on YouTube is like how you do everything fast and easy
Yeah.
and successful and quick. And I try to tell them there is so much suffering that goes into creating things.
Yeah.
There is an intent.
You're a really fun dad.
I actually am.
Everything sucks.
I started out funny, and now I'm getting into my serious era.
There's suffering in everything.
But there's
No, but
also,
to know you're walking in on something that cost you something.
Yeah.
So like when
It's not
you're
as easy as they make it look.
right, when
Yeah.
you're convinced, and people do this all the time, and this is what life's about. This is what running an agency is about. Do all the hard work, but make it look easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing to that same point, to piggyback on what you're saying, is having a now grown woman, but who was once a teenage daughter, who is now a model, but also wanting to go into that world. Like she wants to use modeling as her jumping off for acting, and so I'm actually trying to encourage her to do some local plays so she can get her acting
How does
chops
she
up.
feel about that? Tell me how
But
she feels about that when you
I
tell
will.
her to do theater.
I will.
Okay, finish.
But
your
here's the other thing. But the thing that made me think about this was that, on social media, everybody puts up this facade. Everybody's like, "Oh, my life is perfect. Everything is great." And she would be seeing this and seeing these women, and they look so flawless and perfect, and it would give her this like self-image thing where she's like, well, look at them. They look so perfect. I'm like, I guarantee you that is not their everyday. This is your scene.
That took 8 hours and they
Totally.
staged it and there were 3 people
And
shining
she'd be
lights
like,
on
well,
her.
they're not wearing makeup. I'm like, they are 100%
Definitely
wearing makeup.
Sweetie baby honey.
And so, yeah, it's this, our whole world is built on these like fake facades. And I'd love to see the whole wall come down.
Only like 10.
But would it be entertaining?
Yes.
The facade,
It would definitely be entertaining.
right? Like what? So would it be fun to watch someone suffer?
Not
We do it all the
suffer so
time.
much as
We
to
do.
see
You're
the
watching
real
pit.
them.
You're watching the pit.
Honestly,
that's suffering.
but you know what? Yeah, the pit is suffering. But you know the other thing, when I see like a post of somebody who's going through real human experience and they're sharing it, and there's someone who's like always like glitz and glam, but they're like, guys, I just had a really shit day and this thing happened to me and this is going on. I feel way more endeared to them because I'm like, they're showing that they're real. Like that to me is admirable and it's what we need more of. And that totally lights me up. So yeah, I would totally be entertained
Okay,
by
but
that.
what if showing your real trends?
Yeah.
What if
Showing your
people
real, your
are
REAL
acting?
or your
Ooh,
REEL.
I like that. But what if they're
Showing
acting
your real.
like they're real?
Let's start that. Showing your real. And we just cry on set.
He's just gonna bypass the point. Because
just gonna bypass the
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Don't want to
ahead.
confront it.
No, but that was so good. Showing your real. We can't
Okay,
just.
I know I'm good and just
Okay.
naturally good.
But
This
keep
is
going,
what I
keep
do.
going.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm saying, what if people start acting like they're real?
They already are.
That's what I'm
already
saying.
are.
They
They
already
already
are.
are, yeah.
So what you're seeing may not even be real.
Yeah.
Oh no, these ones have been.
This is one of my favorite
he-
things
That's
about
pretty
IGs.
good.
Is he a product of his age?
I've got a really good bullshit meter.
Through YouTube?
No, through life.
These people you
I'm
met in life? These are
54.
people you met in life?
Yes, these are
Oh,
people.
you're
that-
watching like Facebook or something? I thought you were watching a YouTube video.
No, the Instagram, but I can.
That's local.
These people are not actual actors. Like they are to some degree.
I would
but
say
I can
everyone on
see-
social media is an actor.
Yeah, but I can see through unless they are the best actors ever.
We need a test. How
Yes.
does Reggie see through this?
Just
Can
like
you
I
see
can
through
spot
it?
AI. I'm still probably that best AI detector on the planet. I see all these comments like, "Oh my God, I can't believe the guy like escaped that alligator." I'm like, "Oh my God, how do you believe
But
this is real?"
Are you spotting it because it's outrageous? Because AI is going to get to the nuance.
It's already
can
getting
you-
to the nuance.
An
I
alligator,
saw
but an
like a
alligator
car
attacking-
accident the other day that I was like, that's totally AI. If you watch it and you just look at how things move, people's responses and actions. Now, I'm not saying it may not get to the point where it's like almost imperceivable, but
All right, well,
I can still detect
All right,
it.
so I'll back up why I'm confronting you on this. Because I saw a guy, or I saw a story about an influencer. I'm not going to say his name, but people probably already know him. Anyway, he started
know.
out.
For protection.
We already know who
I don't
you're
even know if
talking
I have to
about.
protect this guy. Anyway, he started out just playing his violin and making shakes. That was his channel, like green shakes, healthy shakes, like to eat, drink.
While playing
yeah,
the violin?
It's kind of a rant, not while playing, but
I was going to say, because
Those are
that'd
his
be
two
really
things.
damn
Those are
talented.
An
his
intersectional
niche.
brand.
Right.
And he's-
Crack
okay.
egg.
maybe he had guidance on how to build an intersectional brand. But no one was watching them, obviously, because that's,
That's a niche.
That's boring AI.
yeah, probably boring. So the guy does a mukbang.
A what?
Do you know what
I do
mukbang
love
is?
those.
No, what's up?
All right, this is a good barometer of age. So
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
know what a mukbang is.
I
I
don't
told
know
my
what a
wife, she's
mukbang
like, what's a mukbang?
It freaks me out.
It sounds
Mukbang,
weird.
it comes from Korea,
I think
Sounds
so.
like an
where
yeah,
they
like an Asian
eat a
word.
ton of food while they're chatting with the camera. They just eat literally like
Not only-
20,000 calories of
And
food.
most of
I've
the time it's like
seen
really
people
messy,
doing this.
sloppy eating.
Yeah.
Like eating.
Just watching, and 50,000 people watched it in like 3 days.
Because they wanted to see him suffer.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
people do like suffering.
Right, a little bit.
suffering.
Yeah, this was probably getting into that
Yeah.
point. But what it showed him was that people wanted to see him do that. So he became a mukbang influencer and started eating tons. They traced his path through like, I think 6 years, and he gained over 200 pounds
Holy sh!
eating
Wow.
eating bags of Burger King. Like he would
Was
do
it
these
worth the
episodes.
likes?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it's addictive to find something that someone affirms and and validates in
Once
you.
they affirm it, and
Right.
then you're like, oh, I need to do more of this.
But it's an algorithmic training to where it trains you like this is what people want to see from me. They don't want to see me learn the violin. They don't want to see me make healthy shakes. They want to see me stuff myself. And then he got so depressed. He started cracking.
I was just going to say,
on
that's
you-
not
on-
sustainable.
No, he started literally having these outbreaks, and he was crying on Instagram, and people watched even more, millions of
Like
views.
they're watching his demise.
They're watching
But
him.
Do you
crack.
think he was acting, or do you think
I don't
those-
know. I mean, he already pushed himself into mukbang to the extent. I don't know. Maybe he is. Like maybe he is acting. I don't know how to
ever
tell
let
the
me
difference.
push myself into mukbang.
But I'll tell you this: anyone out there who thinks they're able to be real online, try and make a video. Try to be real. Make a video and try to be real. It is insanely hard to be authentic while a camera's watching or while other people are watching. Just like in life,
Oh, when
like
you
walk
have
into
that
a
virtual audience.
right?
Yeah.
But even in life, walk anywhere. Walk up to Will. You've never met Will, our guy running everything behind the
very
scenes.
endearing. I don't think he's a good example for this.
That's true. But
I think people have an easy time being real with Will.
But the
Anyway.
social anxiety about meeting someone, about being in front of
Invites
somebody.
realness.
Try to be real in front of somebody or a camera or anything. It's
Yeah.
really, really hard.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, I think, well, I had one already, but I think this is another thing that drives me crazy. I'll give a story because it illustrates and it's really dumb. But until I was probably late high
That was
school,
dramatic.
I thought that I was gonna be an actor. Like that was the path that I was on.
I could see that.
And I received a lot of praise for it. It was like a thing that was very validating to me because people were telling me I was good at it, especially at a young age and all this stuff. So I got into college and ended up not getting cast in a couple of things that I tried to go out for because
dare them.
Well, they're exactly.
They didn't really see the
It's
true
on
Mary.
site next time we see him.
if they'd known who I really was. But I think, well, one, they just had kids who had access to different levels of training and whatever, which was a hard wake-up call.
Connections.
In college. Connections, but more so just like less fear about the process.
Longer time in the
And
in the
like
industry.
better
yeah.
teachers, not better as in better quality, but just access to more teachers and better programs. Anyway, so didn't get cast in some things. Ended up realizing like I don't want my whole life to be audition after audition after audition and
Yeah.
feeling bad about myself
That's a
after
lot.
the audition.
Right.
So I was like, I'll go into a technical side where it's like, how smart am I? How can I figure it out? Which is much more Mary's way of navigating life. But I recently, after moving to Asheville, Alex and I were like, we should get back into theater. Like we haven't done that in a while. We met doing a show in college. That
no
was, like,
way.
the
Yeah,
origin
you should
story.
get back in that deal.
But we went out for a staged reading, and we ended up doing it together. And it was a dramatic play based on Albert Hitchcock's. I almost said
Hitchcock Cox. Albert Hitchcock Cox.
Alfred? Albert.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Alfred Hitchcock.
I love the. If you do this every episode, I'll be happy. Did you see the edit in the last one where Will put the word you were saying? What was the word you were saying? Oh, it was awesome. That's great. Albert
Insert.
Hitchcock.
Yeah, no, keep that in. no, that's perfect.
Hilarious.
It was based on Hitchcock's The Birds, and it
Albert
was this
Hitchcock
like
Cox.
weird thing to be doing as a staged reading because you're like carrying a script around. Anyway, and my director, he's actually like a really lovely, fun person that I want to be better friends with in real life.
Yeah.
But I realized like half or 2/3 of the way through that very short rehearsal process that like I really wanted yes from him. I really wanted validation from him. I needed him to tell me that I was good and that I was doing it the way that he wanted. And I felt like other people were getting that and I wasn't.
Oh, like he was your daddy, and
I
you were
guess
like
so.
trying. You were
Like honestly though, like it does
being
expose
tough.
I know,
like
right?
these
We all
deeper
have that
issues.
relationship with our father. We
And
want
you're
to.
like, yeah.
I don't know why it's always the dad. Why are we not like?
I mean, it could be anybody, honestly.
I suppose, but
But
most
it
parents-
definitely also my
most
dad.
most
No, it
kids are
comes
trying
from
to
that.
like. My kids are always trying to like. My wife showers them with love, and I do too. But for whatever reason, they're always like trying to.
It's like see
Like
me.
they're
Do you
like if
shower
I-
them with love when they do well?
Yeah, and I
That's
shower them.
why.
With, I shower them with love all the time. No, I shower them
We
with
just
love all
broke
the
a
time.
generational curse
Yeah.
right here on the podcast stage.
No, I always shower my kids with love, but I do think there is something about
The father.
the father, like wanting dad's
ancestral.
approval. Like my son and daughters, when I am like disappointed, or even if I can just tell them and give them praise all the time, whether they're doing good or not, like even, like I let them know how proud I am of them, but the one moment I'm like even remotely disappointed because they did something, it's like their whole world crumbles down. But when my wife does it, they're just
The
like,
mother.
they go right back to her, they're hanging out. It's
Because the mother's love is a different thing.
It's a different thing. It's
Never
like this.
ends.
It's a maternal
Yeah.
thing that we just don't have. And
What happened with this father?
yeah, what ended
figure?
up happening with the director?
I got done with the show and I was like,
Did you do the show? You guys got cast?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and we
Okay.
did. It was 3 nights. You're carrying your script around.
Yeah.
But I just remembered the whole time feeling so insecure, which is hilarious to me, given that like this is low budget, black box, carrying a script around. It's also not that this makes it any worse of a theater experience, but like as someone who's got a degree and like recently came out of the industry,
You felt demoted
it's a
a
bunch
little?
of older people. So I'm like, I should be able to feel really confident in this room.
Right.
And for some reason I didn't. And I like would walk out of some of those rehearsals literally wanting to cry. Which was, and I was sitting in my car and I'm like, why is
Why
this
am I
so
feeling this way? Yeah.
impactful to me? And I think this is one of the things that drives me crazy is it is an industry, if we're gonna look at it as a paid thing, it's a craft that like sort of begs you to become emotionally entangled with other people.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness,
And
yes.
so
Of course,
few
yeah.
people have the training and the sense of boundaries and the sense of self and personal identity beyond the mask, beyond the performance.
That totally
to keep
makes
those
sense.
lines
To wrangle
clear.
with that.
To
Yeah.
not blur those lines.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Totally makes
just,
sense.
I mean, the film industry is riddled with it, but theater as well. It's just like a lot of messy relationships and people like catering to other people's egos, and there's a lot of just emotional bullshit around like the true work of the art.
So what do you think in your heart would be what you would have to do to be successful in that situation?
As an actor, you mean?
Yeah, like knowing that as a revelation. If you were to say, if Mary could do this,
Yeah.
I would succeed. Would it be to like become more calloused on the outside to where nothing affects you? Or would it be become more closer to the reality of who you are in that situation?
I think it's something like a stronger point of view. And I mean, I'm a big fan of developing a relationship outside of the rehearsal room. Alex sometimes talks about like making deposits so that when you need to make withdrawals, you've got like collateral.
Stuff to do it with.
But I think
It's like a sense of identity.
a sense of identity, but also a sense of this is my project.
Right.
I'm not a mere pawn in your project, director or whoever else. I'm an artist, and this is what I'm bringing. Versus, I think a lot of directors want you to feel like a human set piece that they're moving around.
Do you ever
Go
feel that
say
way here at this agency?
No, do you
guess
all
it
feel
did-
that way?
No, I was
here
just
at
wondering if this is a
I guess it
dynamic that
depends.
translates into
Depends
life.
on
I'm
the
usually telling
director.
them what to do.
This is true.
And then,
Oh, I don't think
you
so.
know, you handle it quite
I
beautifully.
think it depends on the director. Dylan, would you ever go into theater? I think you could do.
Having no
having
experience,
heard
only
this,
Mary.
heard Mary's experience, would you ever be drawn to it?
Well, you have this relationship with performance.
Yeah,
Well, that's
you
what I was
totally
about to
do.
say. Like,
Yeah.
I was like listening to you, and I was like, oh, I've felt this before.
You have
Or
felt
like
this before in
sports.
sports, I would imagine.
I was like,
With your coach,
yes.
absolutely. I did the same
Yeah.
thing with my high school basketball coach. He was like a dad, and I was like
Yeah.
always trying to like, God, did I,
I
do
didn't
it
think
right?
about that as a stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, it's a stage.
Well, it is a stage because for me, especially when I started like becoming like kind of known when I showed up to meets and stuff, it
was
was
a
like
badass.
She pretty much went pro and then backed out of it. And
so
did.
it was like a performance of like how I looked day before, and it was a performance of like quite literally it was a performance because if I didn't do well, oh my gosh, it was so bad. But I had this.
oh,
If you guys want to take that like 2 steps back to finish
Yeah.
the thought, and then I can, just
Sure.
because that siren's going to come through.
you're just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to. So yeah, it's performative.
No, yeah. I had a really hard relationship with performance, especially with like one of my coaches, and then also just like in my life, just like home life as well.
Yeah.
When you said it
what
was
way?
really
I'd love
bad
to hear
if you
that.
didn't perform well, was that inside of yourself or with your coaches and your
Oh,
team?
it was a little bit mix of both, because like college, you're like paid to perform well.
Yeah.
Like when
Your career is based.
when I would go on the national stage and I'd bring home an All-American, that meant the college got more money to do this later down the road. And I shouldn't have found that out, but I did find that out.
Oh,
And so like
interesting.
there was that kind of scenario. There's also internally, the validation, all that kind of stuff. And so I do relate to the theater in this kind of like performative way. I'm trying to react that and like trying to be more of like, hey, no, I'm a human, I will fail. And it's like, how do I fail well in order to like get back up and like be like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, become a professional failure and just like figure it out.
Fail fast.
I'm reading this book and I'm gonna bring it in and I might force each of you to read it. Because it's like
I like being forced to do stuff.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's a brain bender. It's called What is Post Branding, I think. Ooh. It's another name that I've gotten wrong. But it's basically the first chapter of the book is essentially like a 20-point manifesto about what's wrong with branding today.
Cool.
And I agree with pretty much every single word of it.
Wow.
And then the second chapter is just a series of like graphic art and reference imagery that are related to the first chapter. And so it takes you on like a history of brand all the way back to like Greek and Roman times. It takes you through just everything.
Yeah.
And like
that sounds
physical,
awesome.
the branding of cattle, the branding of humans, the branding of the Nazi party, the branding of Coca-Cola, like all of these things, just visually takes you on a journey. And then the third chapter, which I haven't started yet, but I saw the summary, is like, okay, what do we do now? It's like a playbook and a manual. But one of the things that I felt really seen in when I read it, and like, if you'll ask Alex and he'll be like, yeah, she really likes that book. I'll finish a chapter and I'll be like, Alex. I'm like these people, I feel like I found peers, you know, it's like, oh, these are my people. I want
Bring
to
it in.
follow these
That's
authors.
awesome.
This third
Maybe
chapter,
we should try to meet the authors.
do a little book club moment.
Yeah.
But they talk about performance and about how creativity under the umbrella of capitalism has become, it's not about an authentic experience. It's not about being human and
It's
living into your
performative,
creativity.
right. Yes.
It's about output and performance. And I think
Yeah.
it's interesting when the word performance, people always assume when you say it, it's got the connotation of like, I'm intentionally putting on an act to pretend to do something for you. But I think the other side of performance is to do something well, to do something to a certain standard or to spec kind of thing. And that's something that we have to do in agency life every day. When we're with clients, we have to perform at a certain level to feel valid, to actually make the money that we need to make to survive.
So here's what I would say then.
Yeah.
That is performance. I agree. Like you get a performance review.
Yeah.
See if you're doing well. What if you're performing something you don't want to do? I think that's where the theater aspect. Not that you don't want to do theater, but imagine being stuck in a role, like on a play, that you hated, but you had to do that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And this happens to actors who get stuck in and maybe that's why these comedians go
They
into
get
serious
typecast,
mode.
yeah.
They get typecast.
Yeah. And
So what if you're at work and you get typecast?
I think we all do. I'll give you my typecasting. People meet me and they're like, Mary's just a ball of energy. Mary like loves to like
Redheaded energy.
like you're either a slut or you're like some sort of manic pixie something. But if you're a redhead,
that's a deep subject.
We'll put redheads in the trash can.
Yes.
I think that so people meet me and they're like, oh, Mary's got a lot of energy. She loves pushing things along. She likes following up. She likes dotting her I's and crossing her T's. Let's let her do that. It must be a redhead. But I think that the issue is I don't actually love doing those things, but those are things that I have to do if I'm going to achieve the end that I want. So like I have been trained to perform in that way, and people keep casting me in that role because I'm clearly able to perform.
You've gotten really good at it because you've done it so much.
But it's actually exhausting.
But it's not the thing you want to do.
Right, it's exhausting. So what would it take to take yourself out of that role?
Yeah, you got to stop
to not
auditioning.
do it.
Yeah.
But then you don't get what you want, right?
Yeah.
You started doing it to get what you want.
You got to start auditioning for other things and get told no and fail professionally for a while.
Or you
until
find
somebody
someone
takes
else to do all the
That is
other
another
thing.
I mean, that's not an option in a casting scenario.
No,
though,
that's true.
You know, like
You
somebody
can't.
else gets to decide. Who
Can
does
you
that
play the
role.
main role for me? I'm just going to do this other thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Well, I mean, an understudy is a nice thing to have.
Well, I think there's a meta layer to this,
Yeah.
as I commonly say, that to naturally perform well, that's what everyone always says. You just have to be good at it or be better. Practice, get better. But there's like a performance to doing something naturally. there's not like, so everyone wants to be themselves, to live the life they feel inside them, who they are, who they're meant to be. They want to be what they're born to be. They feel a drawing toward it. It's like it's like their fate. But there's like this other influence working on us in digital media, in the success metrics, where we are trying to do something that other people will want to have or to watch. They're entertained by it, or their goals are satisfied by it. So we're trying to fit us into that, but in a way that's natural. Because if you're not a natural at your job, no one's gonna be like, yes, come and do this. You're not a natural.
Right.
I'm just being authentic. I don't care that you're being authentic. No one really cares that anyone's being authentic. They just care that they can act like they're authentic and really good at something.
I'm gonna like sprinkle a little fairy dust on that and say, Tim, here's something that, as somebody who we both have talked about this, that's like the mask versus the real person.
Awesome.
What?
Dylan's adding all these hand
I'm doing my
gestures and
theater play.
Dylan's in it.
She's embracing her theater
It's an
role.
embodied conversation.
Well, on the topic of embodiment, I think the key ingredient that we have lost in a corporate sphere, and that when you're in a really good play or a really good stage piece, you feel it. And you're like, oh, I forgot that on the base level, the way that you can do this performance without it being a taxing thing, or without it being like such a
Grind.
difficult thing to do, is play.
Yeah.
You're playing.
So
Live into a
true.
character for the
And they
joy.
called it a play.
Yes, live into the character for the
Ironically.
joy of feeling those low lows. Like, let yourself be in that dramatic place, not because you're trying to torture yourself, but because there's something really alive and exciting about getting to experience that in a safe place. And so, like, you gotta create a safe place. And then you gotta play. You gotta do it like you're doing it because you love it, and not because somebody's forcing you, or because you're trying to be good, or whatever that is.
Do you guys feel that way here, like with the agency? Because I saw so many like connections on my brain when you were talking. I was like,
I definitely think about safe spaces as a thing that we don't culturally have enough of. And it's hard to know when you're in one as well, like until you've figured it out.
I would say the idea of play is lost on most, and me included. We get trained to think that play is what you do when you're a kid, but it doesn't pay the bills. You go get a real job, stop doing, I was in music, and there was times when people would be like, when are you gonna give up on that old dream?
We ain't gonna do a real job.
Yeah, when are you gonna like let go of that and start doing something that really can make money? And so you think that maybe you can't play because that is the thing that's not successful. But what I heard recently that's really helping me, like right now, come back to play is that success is all just random. There is no formula that you can play out that will make you successful. And there's research that backs this. And so when I start to try and make myself follow the formula and do the thing that I think everyone wants, I just tell myself, like, this isn't gonna work. It may work, and have fun in trying it, but don't push yourself into this formula of this is how it's done. And if you're going to be successful, and this is what the algorithms are teaching us, this is how to make a successful video. This is how to make it a successful podcast. This is not how to make a successful podcast.
We had some very strong choices.
Right, we actually went against the grain in making our podcast. It's kind of an experiment. But there are rules that we think if you follow them, you're successful. But the thing is that there are people out there who have done the formula. There are founders who have put in the 80 hours a week for years on end. There are actors who practice nonstop to be and perform. And they're great that never see the light of day. There are agencies that do incredible work and are authentic and will bring good into the world. You'll never hear about them.
Yeah. Well, and like what is success is the other thing.
Right.
Do we have to know them for them to be successful? Or if they're doing it for the love of the game,
For the love of
if
the
they're
game.
doing it for the play,
But the thing
and
about it
feeling
is-
of doing it,
the love
I
of
would
the
say
game.
they've succeeded if they're able to love
But
it.
if you aren't a successful agency, how do you support the work you do?
And by that you mean if you're not a profitable agent.
Right, if you don't make money, if you don't get video watches, if you don't,
Yeah.
you can't just play in a room and someone's gonna pay all your bills.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
Even-
go perform some other way. to
Right,
get
and I
that.
think the reality of that is lost because people are just doing whatever on YouTube and acting like they are, and I'm saying YouTube, I'm singling it out because there's this visual appeal to watching someone else do something that looks really popular and successful, and you're like, oh, I could do that.
I think it has to be popular or successful. And like my kids are watching other people play video games, which to me blows my mind.
Right, but what they're seeing in that is that I can play video games and other people watch me, and I could have a career doing that.
Which
subconsciously.
is mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing, but these people do have careers doing that.
Yeah, that's what they do. They just play video games and people watch other people play video games.
The number one trend this year on YouTube is live streaming.
Yeah,
They actually
and it's
did a
not
whole
even
test on
competing.
this.
It's just seeing someone play a video game is, for whatever reason, appealing.
And this isn't just with us. This is like when we work with clients in branding, their company, they also want, why does everyone want cultural research and market research? They want to know where they should fit instead of what are we? Who are we? What do we want? What world do we want to create? They want to know, where can I fill a gap so that I can succeed?
How can I twist myself into what I think the market needs instead of finding what you can freely give?
Right.
Like what's obvious to come from.
Right, and what is the reward? To just get more money. To do that more.
We do kind of want some money. So if you've got some and
No,
you wouldn't mind
this
to
is
give it
something
to
we're
us.
literally wrestling with, because you can do good work all the time, all your days, and still not see the light of day. There's something about the connections you have, the relationships you have, but you are tapping his back and you have some killer connections. There is something about the whole thing. Even though it's random, there's an energy that flows through, and maybe this is a mindset. Maybe this is getting back to some elevated thing, where the performance is that you believe you are successful. You act as if you are successful.
That's the performative part.
That's the performative part. And to get natural and to believe
like
that
they
in
say,
yourself.
fake it till you make it.
Right, and this came up in our last topic, our last
Can
conversation.
I say, like, you keep throwing the word successful around, like everybody knows what that means.
I'm
And
gonna-
I think you can define it differently. And I would say, act like you're having a good time.
I was going
Right.
to say, because everybody's measure of success
No,
is
but let me
different.
define it to a place that everyone can agree on.
Okay.
Success that supports your life. So if you are successful and you're happy, and I'm having a very personal experience here in this conversation, because my most recent past has been successful in every area I wanted success, except the money. When previous to these past few years, my success was money and everything else I wanted. Like I wanted a community of guys I can hang out with. I wanted I wanted this feeling of fulfillment. I want to be closer to my family. All those things are happening, but then there's no money. And so when you have levels of success, I know success is defined differently for everyone, and happiness and all this stuff, but what do you do when you need food? Success is putting food on your table. That's what I'm going to define it as, because everyone else can measure it differently. But if you don't have food on your table, you're out on the road
Well,
trying to beg for it.
so now we've come to the capitalism corner of the podcast, where it's like, you shouldn't have, in my opinion, you shouldn't have to have money to have food.
Right?
Whoa,
Is it a human right to eat?
Yeah.
I mean, like, theoretically, we could all grow our own, but that's its own sort of performance
It's a
in a way.
different
That would be
thing.
a very unnatural performance for me.
I do have an
Same,
interesting
same.
story that was about an exchange. It involves theater. All
Bring
right?
it back, Reggie. Bring it
And
back.
it,
I like
and
it.
And it was about something coming full circle without the exchange of money, which I thought was actually really beautiful. So there's a local theater company called NC Stage. They were the first pro bono project I did when I ran my solo
didn't know that.
agency. Yeah, I did a website for them years ago. And then, Charlie and Angie, we've stayed in touch. We're friends. We'd see each other. We, catch up every now and then. In 2020, and Tim probably knows about this, our basement flooded. We had, this was before we had the drainage solutions in place. And it was horrible. They had to, it was like, I paid $9,000 to have a company come in and mitigate, and then they ended up cutting our drywall in varying degrees from 5 to 15 inches all the way around.
Oh, man.
And then the quote to put everything back was like another $6,000. And then I just was lamenting about it on Facebook, and I made some post. And Charlie, who owns NC Stage with his wife Angie, saw it. And I was like, dude, I got you. And he actually came with another buddy who happens to be the husband of Heather Malloy, another local, I guess, theater company, because she is our local professional ballet instructor for Terpsichore. Her husband Travis and Charlie basically spent a month and a half coming to our house and putting all of our drywall back for us and didn't charge us. I just bought them food every other day or so, and so there was no exchange of money, but it was this, you know, it's like it was goodness begat goodness.
Yeah, I believe in that.
It's a really beautiful
Wholeheartedly,
story.
I believe in that.
Kind of the who you know, and that's par for the
Well,
course.
but you got to stay open.
Yeah,
I
you
talk
gotta
about
stay
play.
open.
I feel
Yeah.
like Reggie has sort of mastered some of these principles. Like Reggie's playing with every. Sorry if you don't subscribe to this. Label.
No, but what
No,
if?
that's
you
fine.
play with everybody?
But
and
what
you're
if-
open
I
to
do,
meeting
yeah.
people?
Oh,
What if
yeah,
Reggie's
totally.
personality type, which this is probably true, enjoys that? So
Oh,
the
yeah,
play
I
is
do enjoy
natural.
that.
And you don't like.
I
to
love
play.
people.
And what if my personality type or Dylan's personality type or yours?
Or Dylan.
I'm just saying, what if your personality type isn't attuned to that who you know type game?
Dylan likes
Right.
to play.
I'm more of a
loves
small
people.
circle person.
Right.
I'm just
But I
close
think
proximity.
that it's big goodness.
I mean, I would
Pick
say
on
that
you.
big goodness, I would love to believe in big goodness, and I think that it does live.
Big
I just think
goodness?
we're in
We just made
Did
something
you say
up.
big goodness?
big goodness.
I love big goodness.
That's
It's
your
what
new
Mary's.
Yeah. Can we
Big
call our
goodness.
show Big Goodness?
It's like,
Big
I guess
goodness
it's
energy.
believing that something exists, even though you don't see it prevalently.
Yeah, and like being, I don't know, Reggie knows so many people and keeps in contact and like has
Right.
that general goodwill.
See, I
for
grew up an
people.
only child, and I think there's two things that happen when people are only children. One path is they become more introverted because they're used to being alone. I didn't like being alone, so all my friends were like siblings to me. I just gobbled them up because I absolutely loved being around people, and my whole life has been about growing my siblingship, you know, like you become like a brother. You guys are becoming like sisters or daughters. Like, and it's just one of those things where I just really love people, and it's like the more the merrier
This
for
makes
me.
sense because I grew up between two brothers.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna fight for survival.
totally.
Yeah.
And I
I
wasn't.
have one a
didn't
year
have that
older than me and a
experience.
1 year younger,
Very
year and a half
middle
younger.
child.
I'm
Yeah,
at
so-
home like playing video games when like, you know what would make this better? A buddy.
And you know what I would say what would make this better is not having to fight for a piece of pizza. I remember a literal experience in my life when we brought pizza home and my older brother could eat faster than anything you've ever seen.
Oh man.
And I'm the exact opposite. Yeah, maybe
You're
the
you're
original
still a
mukbang.
slow eater.
I'm still a slow eater. My family would be up and cleaning and doing all their things while I'm still like
sitting there eating.
Didn't you tell me one
Eating
time
my
it was about
food.
breathing?
yeah.
I can't get enough air in my nose.
It is. You got to breathe, but you have to chew too. That's a part of digestion.
And digestion starts in the mouth. So technically,
See?
you
Totally.
should chew like 100
Don't
times
try to
before
educate
you.
me.
I'm a good
basically-
food performer.
Yeah, yeah.
I should be in
Excellent.
mukbang.
Yeah.
No.
He's a good
Anyway,
food
my brother
performer.
ate all the pizza and I had one piece.
Oh,
So
damn.
after that experience, I used to take my pizza, I would count them all up and I'd divide them equally.
Smart.
And then I would take my pieces and hide them basically.
Yeah.
Kind of like around my arm.
You know, my
And he
brother-
didn't intentionally do it. He just ate with
He just
speed
wasn't
and he
thinking
was
about
hungry,
it,
wasn't
yeah.
thinking about it. So I can see that now. And I'm actually trying to change my perspective, probably influenced by you, and I read this book called Courage to be Disliked.
Now we're doing it.
Courage to be.
Have you seen this book?
Other things.
The Courage to be Disliked. So good. The guy says, and I say this now on my LinkedIn
I feel like you're
post.
really living into this.
I am. You
So many
feel
people
it?
dislike you now.
I just want to say something.
Okay,
on
well,
the,
I would
like-
say that there is a part of acting where you're trying to get people to like you so that you can have the, sorry.
It's okay.
So that you can have this general goodness. Like if everyone likes me, they'll help me when my basement floods. If everyone likes me, they'll refer me. So I have lived a life of trying to be liked. So now I read a book about being disliked and being okay with that and having the courage to do that. But what the book actually says is that you have to see the world as we are all comrades. And I say this
yeah.
on my LinkedIn post now because I'm trying to train myself.
I like that.
Instead of we're all in competition, which is actually capitalism.
Right.
Like we're all fighting each other for the same pizza.
The same piece slice of pizza. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
We are
totally.
all comrades. And I see you guys as my comrades. You're with me in this. You're on this journey.
We all want everybody to eat.
Right.
We all share that goal.
I will share something funny just on that, and it's totally an aside. But my brother-in-law used to stake his claim with his ice cream by getting his big old giant portion and licking all over it so nobody.
That's classic. It's mine.
I know. Yeah.
Listen.
He's like, it's mine. So you weren't going to take any of that back. I just thought about that when you were talking about your pizza. I'm like, you should have just licked all
lick
over
it. How does
you
this
put
work
them
in
on your
branding?
plate. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
It's on logos.
I don't want to
like
lick my
everything.
clients and like mine, but hey, I'm willing to.
I'm a
Just
part of
saying.
this men's group, and they say, this men's group of men now, they say we're the hunting party. And I had this realization as we were in our last gathering that we weren't really in a hunting party. Because in a hunting party, you're all hunting to eat together.
Yeah.
But this group was more like, let's get together and talk about how we're hunting in our own lives. Which is a different thing, because if we came together, and maybe we're a hunting party, because if we all eat based on what we hunt, then we are hunting together. We're trying to capture some kind of prey and eat together. So what if the whole society was a hunting party together, where we all eat together?
I'm just gonna get on the feminism wagon here for a minute and say, why do we have to be hunting, and why can't we see the world as foraging? We're not
Yes,
having to
why are
kill
we
anything.
planting and
It's already
foraging
there
food?
for us.
Says the
planet has
vegetarian.
provided.
Says the
I'm a
vegetarian.
vegetarian.
I probably
Says
just banged your mic. The planet is, I don't know if we're,
Is this a
have a
feminist?
red
Are
light.
you saying?
wait, is Tim's mic on? He has a red light and I have a green light. Okay, whatever.
Sorry about that, pals.
Okay.
We were having some technical
Thank you.
difficulties.
I just need to say,
Well,
like hunting.
I have a red light on this
Oh,
side,
I'm looking at
but
the
not
wrong
on that.
Why do we need to be hunting? Is my question.
But
just
why
like
did you
that.
say that's a feminist thing? Because I know women that hunt.
Well, totally, and I'm probably a female hunter, but I'm just trying to say
You are definitely a
I'm
hunter.
absolutely a hunter.
Badass.
But I'm saying it's the idea that something else
Has to die.
has to die and we have to chase it in its pursuit,
Mm-hmm.
which is totally my vibe. But I'm saying like
I
like I can't deny that I am just that flavor of person. But I'm saying like I prefer the idea that like everything we need is just waiting for us. Like we are
So
going
you
to arrive
think
to it.
that something doesn't have to die?
I think that
I mean, I've killed a few carrots in my life. I mean,
that's the
You
thing
have.
is
Just
like where do you draw
it's
the
real.
line on
Yeah.
Did you
life?
see the show where those aliens can't kill anything?
Oh,
pluribus.
Pluribus.
Yeah, we
So they
watched
can't
that
kill
show.
anything living.
You
They
should
can't
watch
pick an
Pluribus if
apple
you
or
haven't.
that
or
was the
good.
thing
kill
is like,
anything.
okay, where's the line? And
Right.
I don't know that I'm the person to judge that, but I'm just saying like that's a huge expenditure of effort to go chase it down and have to let it run away and kill.
You,
I've always
you
felt
can
the
set
same
traps
thing.
and let them enter the trap.
Sure, maybe I'm a trapper.
You're a trap.
The trapper.
No, I'm pushing back because I've also felt this way.
Yeah.
And this is the first time in this men's group where I've been told to kill my old ways. There's a point at which you
He's
must
hunting and killing his old ways. That's different.
right, but there's a point at which you can't rely on something you always did, and that was hard for me because I became comfortable in the things I always did, and
Oh, of
to
course.
change and to evolve,
Change is different and,
and that
difficult.
everything, the circle of life, you know from Lion King, there is a circle of life, and then there is a thing where something dies and re-enters the ground,
Yeah.
and there's a circle
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
it. There's a process, but we
Like a
as
rebirth.
humans have become so afraid of death. And we are afraid of the future. We dread the thing that is happening to us. That's why we're stuck in this eternal youth obsession, trying not to die, because we don't want to end. We don't. But there's a more connected experience we can have
What if
because we all eat
embracing-
together. Because we're all connected together.
What if embracing death made you better experience life?
Oh, absolutely.
Right, and I think it does, and I think there is a lot of good conversation out there about this, like about death doulas and really talking to your family about
We
when
know
you
some.
die, I would like this to happen, or this is something that I've been thinking about, that's something we never talk about. It's
Yeah.
too intense, it's
People
sad.
don't plan for their death, and then all of a sudden it happens.
Well,
Right.
here's a what if. What if we could make the passage of time and the passage of our lives less scary by playing at it before it actually has to happen?
Yeah, I
I
like
think
that.
that's a lot of the drama and the comedy of it all is like, let me pretend like I am in this high stakes situation. And then when an actual high stakes situation arrives, you can greet it with that sense of like presence and play and groundedness versus being afraid all the time of whatever it is coming at you.
I love play, and I love us embracing play. And I feel like, honestly, one of my favorite things about my team, my 40 Hearts family, is coming in here and not actually feel, even though we do hard work, it doesn't feel like work, because we always, we weave a little bit of play in there.
You keep me there, Reggie. I think that's like, honestly,
You're the play anchor.
I'm the
It's
play
true.
anchor.
Play.
but it's such a vital, I cannot overstate this. Like, it's not something that everybody gets in their work life or
Yeah.
even in their
I play all the
friend
time. What are you talking about?
groups. Yeah.
My whole persona is play.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm always like pulling him into my play
Well, but-
too.
but I'm
We're
saying-
snickering on the other end of the table.
But I think that's part of the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it adds a lot to my
Yeah.
life at 40
But I also think it's why our clients love us, because they see that we are playful and approachable, and we're not like, serious. And like, we're serious
mean?
when we
I'm so
need to
serious.
be.
I mean, if Tim and I were
What
to
do you
take
mean?
the meeting alone, I think we would become too much.
Oh, yeah.
So we bring
Like, damn, we need
the
Reggie
funny
here.
people to,
Yeah,
like,
we do need
balance it
Reggie.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it?
We gotta play more. That's our
Yeah.
resolve.
Let's
We gotta
play
play
more.
more.
Yeah, let's play more.
Yeah,
He doesn't sound bought in.
No,
He's
I
like,
get
guys,
this.
no.
The whole thing about the theater comedians turning into serious is that I would have these moments where I'd be by myself, and this happened with us once, where I'm trying to be myself, and then someone's like, "That's not you,"
Oh yeah,
and
that's
I'm
right.
like, and
How dare you?
Because I am a certain way in front of people, and I'm also goofy, and people that would hear me sing would be like, "You're so serious, intense, but you're so goofy when we talk to you," and I don't even know my own performance based on who I'm with and what I'm doing, and so I guess I want to play in my experience with myself.
Play with
I
yourself
want to
more.
play with myself.
Did you say that the
Listen
right
to
way?
that. Hear me on this in a way that isn't creepy.
We all just
No.
playing with
Hey, there's
ourselves.
nothing
Come on,
creepy about
guys.
playing with yourself.
No,
does feel like that
This
would
is a
fix the
cry for
world.
help in this office.
maybe.
This is a cry for
I'm
help.
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm glad you're
I
embracing
do
yourself a
not want to
little
touch
more.
my business.
I'm not gonna
No.
touch your
Okay, so,
business. I'm
okay,
gonna
so let me
touch
try to say it
my
a different way
business.
that's not so alarming. How do I have play in my experience? In my experience, not with others.
Right.
Because I play games with my brothers and my children and my family, but how do I have a sense of play in myself?
Do
Because
you play video games by yourself
No.
ever? See,
no, but I did for a while, but I
I
got
think
obsessed
you
and I
should
got very
find
serious.
one game, like one game
But
you
have you
can
ever
play on
played
your
Zelda
phone.
Breath of the Wild?
No.
I got very into that.
See if you can
I didn't
get.
play it, I was actually serious.
See if you can get an emulator for it on your phone.
No, I
But
don't enjoy video games. I've already told Ezra this and Leo.
You're like,
My
I don't
children.
enjoy them.
No, it's like I don't get the gaming. thing.
Child's play.
Yeah, see,
beneath- no,
see,
it's
I
not
love-
beneath me at
I
all.
still
I-
play video games.
I don't really
I
like
will
video
always
games
play
either,
video
but
games.
Alex is working on me.
Okay,
Alex is
well,
like
Reggie's
slowly
working.
bringing me in, and it's better than I thought.
Here's the thing. For me, sometimes this is what I've learned. I've learned that I'm more productive and my ideas come more free flowing when I step aside and take a moment to play, which is why I like video games. So I'll like, you know what? I need to play video games for like 5 minutes and then I'll come back to it and things will be snapping. And that is,
Reggie also has a game dashboard in his office actively right now, if you guys didn't know.
It's true.
Yeah.
He literally does.
He literally
Steam
does.
Deck.
Well, I'll
But,
say my sense of play.
so
my
you have
sense
to
of
find what
enjoyment-
that play is for
No, but
you.
get this. This will throw you for a loop. My sense of enjoyment in life comes after I finish the thing that you're stepping away from.
Yeah.
So I will
You're
push
different.
myself
You'll
to
push,
finish
push,
it,
push. Yeah.
and then I will feel a sense of play. I'm not gonna play a video game, but I'll go in and like enjoy a day or a meal or something.
Something more refined.
Will you at least play with your food? Because like,
serious.
it's not play if you're not
I
playing.
mean, my son, he's 4. He thinks I play all the time.
Oh really?
I love to play with.
What gives him? Oh, because you play with
I
your
play
food.
with him.
gives
Yeah,
him
yeah.
that
My mom.
Yeah, why? How did he get to this?
How would you get that idea?
What gave him that?
But my
He was like-
my mom is also someone who has played constantly her whole life.
Oh,
yeah,
I
I could
love
see
your
that.
mother.
Yeah, your mom's
She has this sense
amazing.
of play.
I could totally see that.
And I put that on for, but it's exhausting because
Yeah.
I am not a person that just naturally plays. I just try and let myself. I perform for him.
I'm a total goofball.
And at the swimming pool, all the kids
I
will
love it.
gather around me, and I'm throwing them in the pool, and I make them wild, but I'm performing for them.
You're
I don't want to
performing,
just
you're-
sit there and do that all day.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
You're
what
doing
is.
it,
And
but
I'm
you're
not
like,
gonna-
God.
And it's like,
not
what if-
another kid.
And what if I don't have to figure this out? What if just having this conversation with you guys gives me a different way to approach the way I think and the way I feel in my experience?
And finding your own sense of play. I do think that's something important and worth
What if,
and being in pursuit of.
right.
What if
Play
like
might look differently for you.
what if this like performance that you're putting on like right now? Because like I see
can tell
it,
you're
we can
performing,
see
right?
it.
You're
I know
performing.
this is you though.
You're just an actor.
I know this is you though, but it's like I don't know. You gotta like figure out how to perform in for your heart and like being true to yourself. Because I see all these like big pictures happening, and I'm like, I can see. I don't know. I can just see the tension.
Yeah.
And I think like
In me.
yes, and you, and I can feel it. But it's not a bad thing, and I don't want to tell you what to do with your life because that's like not my purpose. But my purpose.
No, it is your purpose. That's part of
I've
your
got
job
upgraded here
description.
at 40 Hearts.
Yeah.
I've been
I
upgraded.
added that to your job description. Did you not know that?
But it's like, I don't know if it's trying new things because you do have this like, I know what I like and what I don't like. And I think that's really impressive because I don't have that. But I think like doing something new for the first
You do have
time,
that.
like for the first time that you don't have any, like, oh, I know I'm not going to like this. So I'm going to close that off. I don't know, opening yourself.
Like cold plunging?
Yeah, like cold plunging.
I guess
You do like-
you bring up a good point because I never tried that before. and did.
But I think you're right. A lot of your play involves other people. I think
It
of how much
does.
fun we have together, and we're always playful and goofing off together.
it's not
Even
in
when
your
we work
hands.
off, even when we work out, we're like, we're cracking jokes and we're laughing, we're cracking each other up. But I don't ever see you in your office. Like, and you're in your office, once you close that door, you were just like,
Machine.
Well, I'll say this, and we probably are getting to the end of the battery life of this.
oh, it's
microphone,
already gone.
but
We're good.
Oh, is it dead?
Nope, he said we're good.
okay.
Thank you,
Good
Will.
means good.
Good.
Just so you know.
Tim's died about 2 minutes ago, but I'm picking him up.
Oh,
Keep
okay.
going.
He's
Keep
not
rolling.
dead.
Okay,
Yeah.
this should begin.
Bring this to a
I
close.
will say,
Can you
I
close
share
this off?
a sense of
I'm the host.
achievement.
Oh, that's
as
right.
A
Can
really
you close us off?
dopamine-inducing
I'm sorry. I'm
thing.
not trying to take
And
your
it's hard
host
to
job.
balance the need for achievement or the
You
desire for
should close
achievement
us off.
with the desire for play. But I think that's the magic sauce. That's the magic
Mm.
intersection. If we can keep both at the same time and stay present, that your whole life's gonna be awesome.
I love that. Speaking of magic sauce, I'm getting hungry. So what do you,
Wait,
what do
I'm
you say?
supposed to
Oh,
say
yeah.
thank you, Dylan, for saying that because I know it's hard for you to say to someone like
My boss.
a boss type figure, and I don't want you to ever be intimidated by that.
Her granddad,
I appreciate you saying that.
one of her granddads.
Giving perspective. So Reggie's hungry, and we're gonna close off because Tim's mic did die. So, anyways, this was Age. Thank you for joining us. Your time is very valuable, and we very much appreciate you spending it on us. Goodbye, theater
you.
world.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Period. Great job, guys.
That
I'm
was
gonna take this
fun.
mic off and put it on my chair. I like
Thanks for listening. This podcast was created and developed by our hosts, Reggie Tidwell, Tim Scroggs, Mary Green, and Dylan Garcia. Produced by me, Mary Green. Live production and editing by Will Kennedy. Graphic design by Dylan Garcia. And set design by Megan Scroggs. Today's episode is presented lovingly by 40 Hearts, creators of enduring value.